Hello, everybody. Um, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning in New Orleans. I took a very nice long nap after between the lunch and the dinner, and so I am wide awake and stir crazy. I played with my niece, my baby girl. I had been missing my sister's daughter, and she saw me and said, "Kiki, Kiki," and I was like, "Oh, there's my baby." I'm not decided on the, and I think that's too orange, but it is a better orange. Anyway, so she was like, Kiki, Kiki, and I was like, oh, that's my baby. That's my pumpkin. I had missed her. I had missed her a lot. My niecey poo. Uh, so a little while there, didn't I? See if I can't get that. Yeah, I did. All right. Anyway, I think that's old wild. But anyway, so I played with her. Try not to get too loud because her mama was on a Zoom call. When she seen Auntie, it was turn up time. And I get it because Auntie seen her and I was like, yay, baby. Yay, baby. I had missed you. So I'm going back over. That's the one thing with acrylic paint that I don't know if anybody else has the problem. Like when I do like a paint and sip or something like that, it seems like I can get the right amount of paint. Now I'm just blowing through this little rinky dink project like nothing. But when I'm at home and I'm really working on something and it's something that I'm kind of building with my mind, that project takes all day. And it's like sometimes getting the amount of color right or the amount of paint on the canvas just does not do it for me. And sometimes it's just like, I want to touch it up, but I don't. I just wanted to bring out more pop. And it's just like, sometimes I'm just not happy after it dries. And that's the one thing, I think about how they talk about artists, and I'm not comparing myself to a lot of great artists, but I can mimic some of the things I've seen. Like I did this really nice Van Gogh interpretation of a couple of his pieces. It was a hodgepodge thing. I was bored, and I was like, I wonder how do you paint in dots? And painting in dots and swirls was fun, but it took like 3 days, 4 or 5 days. It took a lot. It took a long time, a very long time, um, to get that done. And it's like you have to wait for the paint to dry when you're really working on something and when you care about the smudge action. Like you don't want to just go willy-nilly and let things blur. Like I want a distinct separation of color. Like I want an amount of a layering amount of depth because the more I look at it, like I said, I can see the purple transition down to the blue. I don't know if you can see it in this lighting. I know the lighting at my back at home was different. And so, but I'm like looking dead at it, I'm getting the contrast that I like. Um this is another thing that takes me forever. I be trying to decide what I want it to look like because I'm envisioning now later these vines kind of going up down into like little flowers, kind of reaching up to her to kind of fill up this space and give her more life, because she's bringing in like the new day, the new brightness, spring. She's kind of symbolizing life and color and growth. And he's not darkness, but he's daytime. He's the opposite, but again, he's actually calling in the day, so he's new life. So he's also new life, I guess. I don't know. They're both, but in balance, in opposite extremes. They are life. Because I don't know. I don't know yet. And I think that's sometimes what takes so long is because I'm trying to decide in my mind what exactly is going on. And like sometimes I'm looking at what I've done and like this to me now isn't as pronounced as I thought it was. Like I'm wanting to give him more, more of the what are those things called on insects? Antlers. Ooh, I got yellow in with this ivory. So the four colors that I'm working with right now are, and that's another reason I'm not touching anything else, is that I am currently working with a, let me see here, King's Gold, right here, the ivory. This is real yellow in the upper corner, and that's light yellow. So I'm kind of only playing with yellows. So that's the only reason why I'm touching yellow spaces. I'm focusing on the yellow right now. This is a yellow moment. Um, okay, so let me tell y'all something. I've been watching, I don't watch TV often, but because of COVID, courtesy of the pandemic, I got all the time in the world to watch TV. So one channel that I keep finding myself on, and this is because it's the music lover in me, like I've got music playing around me 24/7, is the BET Soul channel. Now, the one thing that I love about the BET Soul channel is that it gives me sometimes some music that I have not heard since the 90s. And if you've watched one of the parts of this video, I've talked about why I love 90s music, why I still listen to my 90s music. And there are actually a few of these artists like Chicka. I like that Chicka girl. That Chicka girl got a song with Charlie Wilson. And that Chicka girl, I really like what you. Yeah, she hits that. I like that. Chicka gets my vote. Like, I like Chicka. She's got that big girl stud swag. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like Chicka. Like, Chicka is hot. Chicka's hot. I like it. I dig the um I like it. I like her thug girl swag. Like I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not Woman Crush Wednesday, but maybe like Thursday. You know what I'm saying? um, but I like Chicka. But BET Soul will play the same daggone songs on a loop, and you'll be finding yourself listening to the same music for 3 days. Now, I have been gone from New Orleans and BET Soul now for a week, and I swear to God, it's the same damn songs. It's the same damn songs I left. And so, nah, let me quit. Like, it's something else. Like, they get on their themes, or when it's like somebody's birthday, and they'll get on their themes, on their tangents, and it's like, okay, it must be Mary J. Blige's birthday because we on hour 5 of Mary J. Blige. I didn't even know Faith Evans had this many songs. It must be, something silly. But they'll do that. And I actually like that about them. But they'll also get to these moments where there are the Black Lives Matter songs. And like, you will kill a groove sometimes, and I don't mean it like that. But like, sometimes I'm in mid groove, and you gotta find the proper place under these songs, like a DJ, like, work that in. You just can't go from, and Black Lives always matter, believe me, because if you see the shirt that I have on, it's actually made by Fervently Creations. My friend Letitia Shear and her children, her great children, made this shirt, and it says, "I pray my son doesn't never fits the description." And you can find their shop online. I love this shirt. I will actually post a photo of the shirt just in case anybody wants it to purchase it. Support her and her children. They make custom t-shirts and do a great job. The t-shirts do a lot of the design. Their mom does the marketing. The kids do a lot of the making of the t-shirts, and they come up with good designs. And I'm really proud of them. I'm really proud of what they're doing. So, off on a tangent, Fervently Creations. I don't even understand how I got there. Oh well, I'm not finna hit rewind to remember what I was talking about. Oh, Chicka, BET Soul. Okay, so that ADHD is real, y'all. I forget what I'm talking about while I'm talking about it, and then I be talking about my kids, and I be like, y'all forget y'all doing stuff while y'all doing stuff. And I mean, when I say forget, they be forgetting they doing stuff while they doing stuff. They could be mid putting up dishes from the dishwasher and walk away. Dishwasher wide open. Just gone. Kids back off watching TV, all about living their best life. And then I got to call them back. And I'm like, kids, boys, what happened? Where y'all go? What y'all do? Like, are y'all coming back for commercial break? Um, like, how did you slow? Did you forget that you were doing this right now? Still not bright enough. That's too bright, but I'm gonna bring it back down in a minute. It's too bright. Anyway, did y'all forget what y'all was doing while y'all was doing it? Did I not bring a white over here? And they forget, and it kills me. And it kills me how much I gotta repeat myself. And I be like, y'all make me sound like the a-hole. Like I don't want to sound like this. Like I don't be wanting to have to ask you to do something 37 times. Like eventually, like the voice goes from, boys, can you do this for me, please? To, come on now. Come on, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Ah! That was me yelling at the colors. It not doing what I wanted to do. And spread out. There you go. I like that though. Sometimes I gotta fight it for it to kind of get to do what I wanted to do with the ivory and the yellow. What shade of white is that? It don't matter. Let me tell you something about my color addiction real quick. I know, off on a whole nother tangent. So let me tell you about my color addiction. Like, because the acrylic paint is so low cost at Walmart. Especially when you're just playing around in your free time and your free space. And, I mean, I will go through there sometimes and I will grab every daggone shade on the shelf that I ain't got, but that I think I might want later. Like I got a limeade, I got tangerine, I got bright yellow, real yellow, I got a lemon yellow over there. I got like 4 or 5 different shades of green. I got flamingo over there. I got purple pansy. I got jet black and charcoal and dolphin gray, elephant, whatever. I can sound like that going, what's his name, Bubba, off of Forrest Gump, naming the types of shrimp. When I can tell you that I had to fill a hot cold bag. You know them hot cold bags from the grocery store? One of them hot cold bags. I got one of them hot cold bags right over there. One of them hot cold bags halfway full of paint. And the little tubes, not no big tubes like these little tubes. Like, you understand? Like I maybe like I don't know. Like I don't even want to talk about it. Like, it's just that I have an addiction because that comes from when I used to work for Sherwin-Williams, and I don't know if I've kept this story in or not, or if I've I think I've edited, but I've talked about it before when I lived in Chicago. And one of my jobs was to literally watch paint dry because, well, not really watch paint dry. I was doing R&D, okay? So, and I was working on a paint called the Heat Flex 450, and this was the spring, one of summer of my sophomore year. I think I want to say it was summer of my sophomore year at Tuskegee. It was before I was a Zeta. So, it was around the time I had first went natural. So it was summer 2001. It was before I was a Zeta. So anyway, summer 2001, I lived in Chicago and I worked for Sherwin-Williams doing research and development, working on the Heat Flex 450, right? I think it was like a busy project for them to let the students do, but I was getting paid well and I lived in Chicago. I didn't really care. Being a chemist was a thing, but it really wasn't a thing of mine. Like it was, I was doing it. I was smart. So, and so I was doing it. That's what you do when you're smart. You do smart things. You go into smart career fields, whatever. So anyway, so what I had to do, the problem with the Heat Flex 450 was that it was destabilizing at about, before it got to 450 degrees, maybe like 400 some odd degrees. And so this paint was specifically designed for smokestacks. Smokestacks, you can't have paint to degrade up to a certain temp when smokestacks are blowing up, 500-degree smoke. Like it's really blowing heat. So these smokestacks were really melting the paint. And so these people kept having to repaint the smokestacks, and that wasn't good. So the whole purpose of my whole summer research at Sherwin-Williams, or my summer busy work, was to stabilize this paint. So, and not only stabilize the paint, but get it the right shade. And I was trying to get a beige. So sometimes I would mix you, and you weren't like just when you're making paint, it was like making paint from scratch. This ain't like no mixing buckets like when you go to Sherwin Williams and they got all the buckets on the wall. No, like I was starting from like making paint from scratch. Like I'm a chef. So like literally like the big giant mixers that you are in the bakery and you're making, cakes and things like that. They had big giant mixers in certain parts of the and it was a Kingston Drive or something like that, and certain parts of the plant. But like you can make little small batches on your desk, and because you had to do a small batch and then you had to do a large batch, you had to like go up to batches because sometimes you can get the recipe stable, using different silicas and things like that, and you can get the recipe stable on the desk level, and you can get the shade right, and you're like, yay, I used just the right amount of blue and beige and black to make beige, because blah blah blah, different minerals, different colors, blah blah blah, stir it up, making paint. So real life, this is not summer. So making paint. So you stir it up, making paint. But anyway, and so you get it in a small batch, and you're like, "Yay, I got it the right color." And you're going under UV light, you're going outdoors, and you shine the different lights on it, and you're like, "Yay, I got it stable in the small table batch." So now you got to blow the recipe up, okay? And if you cook, and if the one thing about it is that up to a certain level, you really can't mass produce. You get a recipe can only go so big, so stable. Like if you're trying to make an emulsification or something like that. Like, you can only make so big of a béarnaise or so big of a, you can, but you can't. Like you have to use a different size equipment. So, and even then you have to do a different tweaking of the recipe. Like, for a larger batch of soup, you're going to have to definitely really, really go up on the roux, you know what I'm saying? Or you can't do, a simple cornstarch slurry, like you would. You're going to have to really hit it. You know what I'm saying? So it's different from when you go up. The scaling is different and you may have to change. So, and then, or just like, or if you don't, but anyway, as you scale up the recipe, you get it work at a 10-gallon batch, but you get it up maybe to whatever gallon batch, and then boom, it fails. So, and sometimes all you're doing is just multiplying, and then you want, and like you're supposed to, and then doing blah 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 to the letter, and blah blah blah, and for some reason it doesn't stabilize at a different size gallon batch, or it doesn't match the shade, and it just was just a pain in the butt, and it was busy work because the other lady beside me, and she actually worked there. She was working on it too, honey, and she couldn't get it neither. And that poor lady. But I actually, by the time we got through, we spent about 3 months working on that, watch paint dry, and we got it done. But boy, and I go, of all the things, the story, I go, the most boringest job in my life took me to Chicago, because once I got out work, okay, so first of all, it was the honor system. So it wasn't like I was on some schedule. No, I was doing research. So I was in the book when I felt like it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I wanted to work third shift, which I didn't because I had to catch a train, and I was trying to work at night. Not in Chicago, no. So I'd have to catch the train, and anyway, sorry, I'm gonna give him more hair. I'm gonna add some more gray to that. But anyway, so I had to catch the train, and I'm not trying to catch no train at night in Chicago, no. And besides, it was too much popping. This is like the era of like Love Jones. So this is when, this was my era when I was like writing poetry and, saying a lot of things in front of God and everybody at Tuskegee University. But anyway, so I was out at night, walking down to Washington Park. They was playing drums at night, and that was interesting to me. That was what made the whole experience of watching paint dry even worth it. Was Dr. Wax was a real place, so I took the train downtown, or the MARTA. Is it MARTA? I don't remember. CTA? I remember. The nice train. One train to the left, one train. I ain't get on no lines. Like when they talk about lines, like what color? No, I ain't get on them. I went on the train to the left to go to Kingston, and I went to the train to the right to go downtown. Like I stayed at 55th and Hyde Park in the Poinsettia Apartments in the 15th floor. And that damn in the summertime, and with no damn AC. And let me tell you something. Like this was my first time in my life seeing like a what I call a goddamn what I call sorry, I'm distracted. I'm looking at something. Looking at his hair. What I call one of those horror movie elevators. Like, the ones where a bad guy be chasing you and you running and you go to this old building and you get in the elevator and you gotta shut the door and shut the gate, and it kind of gotta go through all that effort. Like I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Like I had never seen apartments stacked up so high. First of all, my country is from Alabama. Like I mean, I had been out of places. Like don't get me wrong. Like this wasn't my first time out of the city. Don't get me wrong. But like it's certain things that were just like dated. Like nah. Like I wasn't like, we didn't have that wire gates. Like it was like coming from Huntsville was modern. Huntsville was still modern for the South. So anyway, on a tangent, I don't even know how I got here, but we here now, honey. We are in Chicago. So but this is my poetry writing day. So I would go listen to the drummers at night, and they would be out playing their music, and I write poetry, and it would be people doing poetry at night out there, and it was just a different time. People out smoking, bongos is playing. Every now and then I was around the corner from the University of Chicago,